Season for the Blaneys. 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney and his wife Gianna announced a new addition to their family Saturday via social media. A son, Charlie Bennett Blaney, born on Monday, November 17th. The couple shared they were expecting their first child on July 1st, less than a year after their Aspen, Colorado wedding last December. The Team Penske pilot, who turns 32 on New Year's Eve, is the most recent series winner, capturing the season finale at Phoenix Raceway. Sixth in the final standings, it was his fourth win of 2025. I'm Susie Armstrong. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing Network.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Right here on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live and local from the CBC Construction Studio, the experts in civil construction. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. All you got to do is call in, text in on the Red 17's phone line, 850-215-6290. I'm pumped up and I am ready to go for this Wednesday right before Thanksgiving. So this is going to be our Thanksgiving edition of the Sports Blitz. And as always on Wednesday, I got Jeffrey in the house. Jeffrey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You look like you're rested and ready to go.
No, I'm
Just
not.
kidding.
I'm so wiped out. You know how many cars are at the airport in overflow parking?
How many?
Well, more than 400.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you have to drive all of those?
No. No, that's just the commercial lot.
Wow.
That's just commercial.
Wow.
And that's overflow. So they've already filled up what they have, and then they park cars on the grass.
So there's a bunch of people here in Panama City Beach right now, is what you're telling me for Thanksgiving.
No, actually, that'd be the opposite. They're flying out.
Okay, so they're flying out.
But as far as private aviation goes, they were flying in.
That's what I was going to say. You had told me yesterday that it was coming in really heavy. So.
Yeah, it's coming in really heavy, and then Saturday and Sunday is going to be nuts with them trying to get out. And, they're going to want to be on their time.
Have no fear, Jeffrey is here, is what they're going to be saying on Saturday. That's right. You'll fly them right up out of there.
I'm going to be fueling a lot of planes.
That's right. And as always on Wednesday, we got the Bone Crusher in the building, crushing the ones and twos. How you doing, Bone Crusher?
Thanksgiving is a scam. Listen, they're squeezing 5 days of work out of me in 3 days. You know how many days I'm getting paid for?
5.
Wrong.
4. Well, you know what? That's good. They're paying me the same deal. And as a special guest on today's show, normally he comes in on Thursday, we got Stone Cold Brian Austin in the house. How you doing, Stone Cold?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
I see you are wearing a hat specifically with a star on it as well. So,
how about them Cowboys?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes. You know what, Jeffrey, a lot of times you on Wednesday are fired up about Texas, and sometimes we get into cowboy talk when Brandon's here sometimes. And so with that being said, whenever Thursday comes around, when Brian's here normally, you're ready to just kind of relax and be whatever.
Yeah.
So today should be some pretty good shots fired going on in this point.
Well, I will say this much about the Longhorn fans this year have been a lot quieter than the last 2 years consecutive. The year before they came into the conference and the first year that they're in the conference, it's a little loud. And then now it's quiet. It's real quiet. And that's good. I mean, because when your team loses 3 games or 4, like my team has, yeah, you should just be a little quieter, you know?
Well,
be more reserved.
Yeah,
you know?
and I was going to say the same thing about LSU. I mean, they've been really quiet this year.
Yeah.
Not a lot of talk, not a lot of stuff online about LSU at this point.
And we're not hung
There
up.
are some things talking about LSU right now that's really hot and heavy. We won't talk about it right now. But either way, Brian, you're happy. And it's a good place to be right now, to be happy because the rivalry of Texas and Texas A&M is coming up. So, like right off the cuff, how do you feel about this game? A little worried?
Okay, wait, let's start off with this.
right.
Who would have thought Texas A&M would be 11-0 right now?
Nobody.
No.
And not me.
Look, at the same time, look at their schedule. Look at who A&M's played this year. They have the win against Notre Dame. Every one of their other wins in the SEC have come against the teams that are in the bottom half of the standings so far this year. Every one. They did not play Ole Miss, did not play Georgia, did not play Bama, did not play Tennessee, did not play Vanderbilt. They played nobody. They got away from all those teams this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But the funny part about it was that's what Longhorns' schedule was last year. All you played was Georgia. That was it. Because South Carolina, they were not on the bottom half last year. They are this year.
They are now.
So I don't want to say they put those teams in the bottom half, but it sure didn't hurt. You know, I mean, they definitely put an extra loss on all those teams and hurt their confidence. And to be honest with you, y'all barely beat Mississippi State.
No, I know.
They throttled Mississippi State in the second half. The first half, it was 7-3 halftime score. It was a close game all the way up to halftime, and then that momentum just bust out in that third quarter. It was like a different team.
They beat Arkansas by 3.
Everybody's beat Arkansas by 3.
Except for Texas.
Except for Texas, because y'all beat them by
they-
14, and it really was hardly even that close, really. You know?
No. So.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the biggest part of the SEC this year. It's crazy because, like we talk about, everybody matches up with other teams differently. And, you know, I don't know if outside of the SEC, the only other conference that's like that is the ACC.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
And we talked about at the beginning of the year how they were going to finally eat each other, and now they're kind of going through what the SEC has went through. But with the SEC being so large, they're able to have these teams with 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, and still be ranked in the top 25, which is really good, which is a lot of teams are. Now, let me ask you this about this game specifically.
All right.
Do you think that this is Arch versus Reed?
Probably. I mean,
meaning whoever plays the best is going to win the football
more
game.
than likely. I mean, it's going to come down to the 2 quarterbacks, for sure. The only thing I worry about, I mean, Arch in big games so far. Like,
hasn't been great. Yeah.
But Arch at home is a different thing. And Texas on the road's been different, too. And we're in Austin this week. So, and A&M's little brother, too. Always going to be little brother. So, I just, man, they're fired up. Arch is clicking on all cylinders right now, too.
I think you're focusing too much on the stars, and I think you have to look at the defense and say, what are they going to make them do? Are they going to make them make mistakes? You know, is Arch going to be running for his life? Is Reed going to be running for his life? Are they going to fumble? Are they going to throw interceptions? That's the whole thing about it. It's not really just so much the stars as what the defense is going to make those stars do, and it might be bad.
And that's where Texas is going to have to be able to put pressure on Reed without using the linebackers. And that's where the defensive line has got to play good this weekend.
Yeah.
That's the key. Because if they can't get pressure to him and they have to go one-on-one with those wide receivers, and then if they've got a linebacker matched up with one of those running backs, or if you've got to tackle Reed out in the flats by yourself and they miss that tackle and everybody else is down the field with their back turned, then you're going to be in trouble because he stretches the field as good as anybody else. I mean, he's as elusive as he is throwing the ball as he is running the ball. And so with that being said, I agree with you. The defense is really where it's going to be at. This is, to me, ability of coaching right here, because to me, if you throw both of these teams out on paper, you got to give the nod to Texas as having the better, as far as on paper, the better roster. A&M, they don't have as many 5-stars as Texas does. They're not ever in the top 5 with recruiting every year.
That's the problem, is that we're always looking at these. Well, I'm not. They're always looking at recruits, and Nebraska is the perfect example of them. You know, they just get recruits and they don't do anything with them, and they lose. So you can't rely on rankings of high school players, and they're like 17 and 18 years old. Once they're 20, 21, it's a different person.
It is, but, I mean, when you look at some of the players that they've put at 5 stars, it's more likely than not
Yeah.
that a 5-star turns into a star than it is a 2-star, 1-star, 3-star turning into. I mean, we've got them. Don't get me wrong. We've got them all over the board. But most likely the 5 stars turn into the stars.
What position do you think has the most changing from like 17 to like, we'll say 20 years old, though? Is it wide receiver? Is it quarterback? Because not the linemen. No, the linemen are big and they just figure out how to block or attack, across the line.
The linemen are really weird when you look at it, and this is coming from like Alabama's perspective, because normally we used to get, with Coach Saban, we would get all these 5-star offensive linemen, and obviously you only have a certain amount that can start, so you always had them leaving, going somewhere else. And so what would always happen is you'd get those big guys, the 6'4s, 320s, 315s, whatever, and then you would see them transfer because they never could get out of the depth chart, get to the top. And then they would go somewhere else and start, or they'd go somewhere else and play. And I think that's where the offensive line is probably the one that when you get there, when you learn how to play and you learn the game, then you find out whether or not you're really a 5-star elite player or not. I think a wide receiver, a quarterback, a defensive back, those guys are there because they know how to play and they're exceptional athletes. And I think that it's not as much a technique and harder to play those positions because they know how to get open. Like the same route tree that you're going to have in high school, it'll open up more when you get to college, but for the most part, you're going to know how to do the digs and the outs and the post corners and the curls and all those kind of things. But like blocking is totally different on the offensive line in college based off of in high school. Because you're, obviously you're going against bigger competition and stronger. And you might be a freshman coming in playing against a senior that's played 4 years, 5 years of college football and might be able to pick up a car over his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly. So, I mean, when you look at it, that's why, when you see these guys, you see these freshmen offensive linemen that look so big and so strong when they're in high school, and then they come and they're like good, but they're not great. And they're like, oh man, this guy's terrible. But then by the time he gets to his 3rd year, he's like 1st-round draft pick because it's like, oh yeah, he just grew into his body. So either way, talking about this Texas game, when you look at Arch, when you look at Marcel Reed, those two guys have got to be able to be on their A games, because this is going to be a big game. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a impactful game. Now, Brian, when you think about what one thing, when you look at it, what do you have to see on the stat sheet for that team to win the game, for Texas to win the game?
No turnovers.
Just no turnovers. I was thinking that, or, do you have to run the ball?
I don't know. I don't know if you have to run the ball anymore. They didn't really run the ball last week against Arkansas. I don't know if they have to. I would love to have a running game. I would love to have a running game. But if it's not going to work, you got
have we moved on? Have we moved on from that? Do you have to be able to run the football?
You don't have to.
To win the game?
No, you don't have to. But sure does help.
Yeah. It does.
You don't want to be one-dimensional. You know how it is. But here's 2 stats I'll throw at you. Okay, first is running efficiency. That's, yards per carry.
Yep.
That's one of them. And then what was the other one I was thinking about? It wasn't passing. It was Oh, third down efficiency. That's it. If you can convert that first down on third down, that's important. But you're right. Turnovers, you have a two differential. It's going to be hard for the team that's at a disadvantage to win.
Yep.
Well, and that's where you look at how, if they're going to be one-dimensional, then you know they're going to be throwing the ball. Are they going to, be able to drop back in coverage? Are they going to tip balls at the line? Are they going to, jump routes? Are they going to, is Arch going to see the double team? Are they going to bait Arch? What are they going to do?
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? Like how, because you know how it works. If I know you can't run the ball on our front, I can do whatever I want to do in the back end and confuse you and set you all up for misery and make you look like DJ Lagway against LSU. I mean, that's truth, though. That's exactly what happens. If you can't run the football against my front defensive line, then I can mess with you on the back end and make you throw into double coverage before you even knew you were throwing in double coverage.
I think I've seen this more often than probably this year than any other year I've ever watched football. The quarterback thinks he knows what's going on. And then he sees some wrench being thrown in because some safety's coming right up on the line, or the linebackers are moving in weird ways that just doesn't make sense. And they have to waste the time out. Mm-hmm. And the momentum is not there, if they had any momentum to begin with. And when a quarterback does that, he knows his confidence is a little blown.
Yeah,
it's not
and
good.
they know they can get to him. Let me ask you this: what's the percentage of fans that is going to be there? Is Texas A&M going to have 20%?
Yeah, it'll probably be about 20%. Yeah.
So it'll be 80-20. So it'll be loud.
Likely.
It'll be loud on defense.
Yeah.
And not so loud on offense.
They're apparently bringing their cadets, too, to march through Austin.
Oh, yeah?
On Friday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're not scared.
Yeah.
Bring Lassie. Lassie. I know it's not Lassie. It's like Reveille or whatever, but come on.
And
you got the little dog.
The man yell leaders.
And what's gig 'em anyway? I'm sorry. What's gig 'em?
Yeah.
Gig 'em.
Aggies gig 'em.
Whatever.
What is that? I'm
sorry. They're different. They're different. I mean, LSU's different, but A&M's taken to another level.
We all kind of call them a cult.
Yeah.
They're a cult.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a little different.
It is strange, man.
Yeah, it is a little
it's
strange.
It's their thing, though.
So Darryl Royal, that was a head coach in the 60s and 70s?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's who the stadium's named after.
Oh, okay.
How you like the stadium?
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. Yes.
Cool.
They did a great job.
Let me ask you this. So yesterday we had a poll out for Facebook, and it talked about all of the rivalries, and we let everybody vote. And again, thank you for voting. I think we ended up with over 1,300 individual votes for who they thought was the rivalry. Let me ask you this, as being a Texas man. We didn't put Texas and Oklahoma in there. Ooh. We put Texas and Texas A&M. And Texas A&M and Texas, respectively, out of the 5, came in 3rd place.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 4th place. 4th place, behind Ohio State and Michigan.
Yep.
The number 1 was Alabama, Auburn.
Obviously.
The second one was Florida State, Florida. Then Ohio State, Michigan. Then A&M and Texas, and then Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Now, obviously, people commented and voted as well. The overwhelming majority of people commenting was livid about the fact that it was Texas and Oklahoma that should be on this list. And obviously, we understand that. I mean, there's different games, rivalry games during the season, but with it being rivalry week, in quotations, we just put every game or the rivalry for this weekend. Yeah. But what do you think about that? Do you think Texas, Oklahoma obviously is a bigger rivalry than A&M?
Well, that one kept on going, too, at the same time. I mean, we had, 15-year gap where A&M was in the SEC, where we didn't see them for a while. As a Longhorn, we consider Oklahoma pretty much our bigger rival. But man, it hurts to lose to A&M ever. I think a loss to A&M is going to hurt more than a loss to Oklahoma would, though.
Because
we look down on them. I mean, yes, they are looked down on as a state. I mean, in that whole state, and the Aggie fans they hate that they call people that did not go to Texas T-sips or whatever it is because you root for Texas. How dare you root for Texas? Like, how dare you? But it's you grew up in Texas. You were a Longhorn fan, unless your parents or somebody went to A&M specifically, or you had family ties to that. You went to that. I mean, I'm going to be hurt bad though if we lose to them.
So it hurts worse to lose to A&M than it would to Oklahoma.
It does.
Okay, so, but where would you put that Texas-Oklahoma rivalry, though, as far as in that group?
That's bigger than Florida State, by far. I'm sorry. Florida State cannot compare to that. No. Going into the Cotton Bowl in that stadium, I understand the local fans here think that that's something.
I get you.
No,
unless you have went to the Cotton Bowl and experienced what that stadium is, where it is split right down the middle, half and half, red on one side, orange on the other side, it's not even close.
What about, like, the hatred of the fans as far as, is it like, because, you hear about the Alabama. So you had an Alabama fan when Auburn beat Alabama. He went and poisoned the trees.
Yes. Yeah.
He, there's been people that died after the game at, Alabama Auburn where they just couldn't take it anymore and they shot their brother or their cousin or their uncle because they were Auburn fans. I mean, is it that kind of hate?
No. Well, Texas, Oklahoma can't be. First of all, we all have to spill out into the State Fair of Texas. So we're all locked into this place. It takes another 2 hours to get out of that thing. So, yeah, that would be bad news if it was that. But, I mean, I don't know.
Texas and Oklahoma is a top 10 rivalry, right?
Sure.
100%.
Yeah. I would not put it in top 5.
Oh, they're top 5 all the way.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. So out of that group, what I named and whatever else, give us your top 5 because we all did our top 5 yesterday. Give us your top 5 most hatred or hated rivalries.
I think Ohio State, Michigan is the top one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand we're here in the South and we don't really understand it so much, but the fact that Ohio State fans can't even say anything with the letter M in it all week long. I mean, it's just, it is pretty intense up there.
Yeah.
For that. And then I would put Auburn, Bama, number 2.
That's what everybody's pretty much got.
Yes.
I mean, there's a few people who put Alabama, Auburn first, but you're right.
Yeah.
That's the one, too.
And then I would have Texas, Oklahoma. They're at 3.
Yeah. And then
Who did you have third, Paul?
I was trying to think of who
Was it Florida, Georgia, or no? It wasn't Florida State, Miami.
No, it wasn't Florida State, Miami. It might have been Texas.
I think you had Egg Bowl 5th.
Yeah, I did have Egg Bowl 5th.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the Egg Bowl. I mean, I know it, but I've definitely never experienced that, and I don't know enough Ole Miss or Mississippi State fans to feel the hate that they have for the other teams.
I had Army Navy 3rd.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good one.
It's pretty good.
He called it America's Bowl.
No, not even bowl, just America, And like my hair's like stand up on end, like just listen to the national anthem and then doing the flyover. I'm like, wow, this is kind of, if I was there, it'd be crazy. And they play Philadelphia sometimes. Yeah. They don't play like in Annapolis or West Point.
When I think of college football, I don't think of those two teams. That's why I don't do it. And
That's okay. It doesn't have to be for a national title.
The game itself is cool. Don't get me wrong with all the festivities, but and I think they don't like each other in the fact of, of the game, but I don't think they hate each other.
No, that's not hate. It's just a rivalry.
Because they have to work together eventually if we need them.
Possibly.
I mean, so give us 4 and then number 5 because it's pretty tough.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess I'll have to give it to Florida State. I mean,
which a lot of people said Florida and Miami or Florida State and Miami was,
do Knowles fans hate Miami more or do they hate Florida more? I mean, it's the same thing with Texas, with A&M and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I mean, our Gator guy, he was saying that there's more hatred for the Georgia Bulldogs, for the Gators. And then, I thought about it and I was like, well, the Seminoles don't feel like, they feel like it's more of the Gators. But there's some that'll say that
Miami,
because of that wide left, wide right. These games come down nail biters to the very end. I mean
that, and they're in the same conference.
Yeah, they are in the same
that
conference.
Hurts. Yeah, that hurts more. And I think that for Oklahoma and Texas being in the same conference now, I think that could grow too. But either way, that's
it meant a lot more when we were both in the Big 12, though, because, I mean, pretty much whoever won that game was going to be,
yeah.
I mean,
for 21 years. That was it.
Yeah.
Because y'all are in the Southwest.
Yeah.
And Arkansas was in the Southwest with y'all. And that used to be a big rivalry, and that's completely fizzled out.
Gone.
Well,
it's
Arkansas
gone.
considers us a giant rival, and we pay no attention to Arkansas.
Yeah, y'all like...
We are apparently their biggest rival, though. I mean... we are.
Yeah, definitely. It's up there for sure.
I mean, LSU.
No, the Missouri thing. Because you have to understand where Fayetteville is. It's up there in the northwest corner of the state, and they kind of have a thing with Missouri a bit.
But that's a new thing, though.
That's a new thing. You're right.
I mean, it's great news.
You're right.
That's true. Well, we're going to have to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss more of this rivalry week. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Partly cloudy the rest of the day with a wind coming out of the north around 14 miles per hour and 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 49. Tomorrow, high around 62 and sunshine with a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, warm with a high of 59 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your NFL and college football headquarters is Dak Cajun Place. With 27 TVs, you won't miss a play or a game. Score 50-cent wings during live games every Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. 50-cent wings and $5 pitchers during live games only at Dak Cajun Place. LSU and Saints fans, wear your team colors and get free Jell-O shots when LSU or the Saints score. Plus brunch on Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2 with $3 mimosas. Game like a local at Dak Cajun Place.
Boost your team's productivity and morale with this workplace tip from Cintas. A well-maintained uniform helps your team look and feel more professional. Don't leave their appearance to chance. Let Cintas handle your team's uniforms. With their Apparel Plus program, Cintas picks up, launders, and delivers fresh work apparel back to you. So your employees focus on doing their jobs, not their laundry. Learn more about Apparel Plus at Cintas.com.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. You've got the games, but we've got the breakdown.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
Hot takes, cold truths, and the takedowns that get everyone talking. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
Then you're going to run into a big problem.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in today, 850-215-6290 on the Red 7T's phone line. Also, don't forget, Friday night or Friday during the day at 2 p.m., Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Will Haynes King be the Haynes King of last year? That's the question. If you are last week, Georgia's going to run you out of the building. But if you are going to be the Haynes King of last year, this might be a game. What do y'all think about that game real quick?
Tech's got to find a defense.
Yeah.
Man, that defense has let them down bad.
Yeah. Been like, hot knife through butter for the most part. They get gashed up all day long. That's been the big problem with Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
They can score, but can't stop anybody. Georgia Tech. You ever thought we'd talk about Georgia Tech football team? It used to be a basketball school.
Who was it that picked them to go to ACC championship?
Me.
It was you. Mm-hmm. You had them in Clemson.
Yep.
And I had Clemson in Louisville.
And none of those are going.
Yeah. Well, actually,
no. I had Georgia Tech in Miami. Remember?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Really?
I went away from. Remember, I said Cade Klubnik wasn't any.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking about Carson Beck being so great.
That's true.
Let me ask y'all a question about this weekend's games. I know that we do this from time to time. What do y'all think is the most expensive game to get into this year or this weekend?
Texas.
That's correct. $412 is the cheapest ticket for the Texas A&M game. Who do y'all think's second?
Ohio State, Michigan.
Ohio State, Michigan comes in at third at $331 a ticket.
Auburn. Bama.
Auburn and Bama is number 2 at $387. Surprisingly enough, the Georgia Tech game is number 4 at $223.
Wow. That is shocking.
The other one, the top 5, which has messed me up. Go ahead.
Well, I don't think it's number 5, but I think it's probably number 6 or number 7, is Tennessee Vandy.
No, you'd be surprised. I'll tell you where they're at, but let me tell you what number 5 is. Number 5 is Virginia Tech in Virginia. $157. 6th is Arizona and Arizona State at $136.
You know what? Arizona's 8-3.
They're right
and
now.
nobody realizes it.
Yeah.
They upset somebody last week.
UCLA and USC are at $129.
Oh.
You know why? Because of taxes.
Probably so. And then 8 is Ole Miss at Mississippi State, and $126.
That is not true, because that price that I've heard the Ole Miss people complaining, because it's Starkville, that the cheapest price is like up in the 200s now, and they're like, oh my God, because they're not used to that.
This was yesterday at 8 o'clock, so it could have went up. But number 9 is Vandy and Tennessee.
That's a disgrace.
$122 to get in that game. And this is going to be the worst one. Florida State, Florida.
Are they 10th?
107.
Are they 10th?
They're 10th.
I'm surprised they're 10th. No, seriously. They shouldn't be number 10. You got a 3-8 team and a 5-6 team who's like, please let us go to a bowl, please. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous.
I mean, I was just surprised, though. I mean, you know, 10 years ago, you couldn't have told me that those numbers would have been the same. But, I mean, obviously the Alabama game, the Ohio State game, the Texas game, they're going to be followed. But that's just, it's crazy, because when you look at all of these teams, you're wondering who are people watching, who are going to the games, and then, you know, but don't forget, Florida State had a $7 ticket not too long ago that Jeffrey didn't even take up while he was in Tallahassee.
They're playing Wake.
Jeffrey was,
it was one of the games they won.
Yeah, he was in Tallahassee, and he went and visited the library.
No, it was not the library. It was the old state capitol.
The state capitol in Tallahassee before he went to
the Automobile Museum.
Yeah, but hold on. He picked the state capitol to go visit instead of a $7
ticket to go
watch a football game, college football. Let me ask y'all this. So, the most watched teams this year.
I got it.
Give me number 1. Or just give me who you think.
Well, I'll run off the top 7 right off the bat. Ready?
Well, I mean,
Alabama.
I want him to get in on this. So you going with
I'm
Alabama
going to tell you right
first?
now, this list is going to be dominated by SEC teams.
Yeah.
And Ohio State is mixed in there like 5 probably.
Somewhere.
All right.
And LSU's probably 6 or 7. 6? Is LSU 6?
No.
Or 7?
No. You got Alabama at number 1 at 8.14 million people. Georgia's at 7.35 million.
Yeah.
Texas.
Tennessee is number 3.
Tennessee's up there.
Okay.
Texas is going to be up there.
7.03.
Yeah.
Texas is number 4 at 7.07. Who's number 5?
Ohio State, then LSU.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Is
They've
at
had some big games this year.
$6.64 million.
See, I told you, SEC domination, and Ohio State slips in, right?
Number 7 is LSU at
LSU.
6.42.
And then Ohio State.
Now we get Ohio State at number 7.
They're number 1 and undefeated. That's a disgrace.
They haven't played anybody, though. Who wants to watch those games?
They have a big fan base.
I understand, but they're the only ones tuning in to watch those games. Like, you don't have the national
Indiana's not on this list.
Let me ask you,
Nobody's
who's
watching
after,
Indiana.
who do y'all think is after Ohio State at number 8?
What conference are we looking at?
SEC. SEC. It's not A&M.
Florida?
I guarantee
It's Florida.
It's Florida, yeah. I believe that.
$5.16 million. And then now we go to the ACC. Who do you think's the next team to watch on TV?
Miami.
It is not Miami. It is Florida State at 4.92 million people.
That's sickening.
And then
Miami's 9-2, and they didn't even lose like in the beginning of the year, and they played Notre Dame, and you still are not in the top 10.
Nope.
And you let Florida State get more watch than Miami. It's horrible.
And now rounding out the top 10, Notre Dame at 4.4 million. Number 11, you got Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Number 12, you got South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Number 13, you got Michigan.
Michigan, you knew it was going to be.
14, you got Vanderbilt.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
15, you got Auburn. 16, you got A&M. 17, you got Penn State. 18, you got Miami. 19, you got Clemson. And rounding out the top 10, or top 20 Missouri.
See? Dominated by the SEC. Dominated.
That's basically
because you know why? Up north, you have the NFL, and they like the NFL more up north.
So Oregon is not in there.
Yeah.
Texas Tech is not in there.
USC.
BYU is not in there.
Utah,
I'm just talking
Texas
about
Tech,
all of the people that are in
ranked.
the ranked.
Oh, yeah. They're having a great year.
Indiana's not anywhere to be found in that.
No Virginia.
No Virginia Tech. You know, and so when you look at these numbers, it really, for me, it kind of validates the fan bases when you see all these people, because these are Nielsen's watching, so it's legitimate. It's what it is. And so when you look at these rivalries, when you look at all these other stuff, that's where, you know, that's how it works. So, but either way, we're going to go to the Red 7T's phone line. I don't know if it's JR or if it's Junior, but we'll take you at JR. How about that? Are you there, JR?
Either way, I don't. Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Hey, I'm a Gator fan living up here in Dog Country, but you know, you talking about the rivalries. You know, in my opinion, my biggest rivalry for the Gators is Florida State, and it goes back to the Spurrier years, because we had the biggest problem with Florida State all those years. But if you go to my daughter, which is younger, she absolutely hates the Dogs because, you know, they've dominated us the last few years and stuff. So I think it also depends on the streak sometimes in these games, you know, you know, it changes from year to year sometimes, and it's from the generational too, I think. So,
that right there, JR, that is probably the best explanation that I've ever heard anybody give, because I never thought about it. But when you said your generation and then your daughter's generation, that makes perfect sense, because the teams change and things like that change, and it depends on who's good and who's not so good. Man, that's fantastic right there. I agree with you.
Yeah, and then, you know, I heard an unbelievable stat today too, that when we played Florida State through the 90s, it was like 12 times. And every time we played Florida State, both teams were in the top 10 in the 90s under the Spurrier era. And that I couldn't believe that. I didn't even realize that was happening back then. And just it's kind of a shame to see where we're at now, both teams, you know. But
that is.
The stats y'all were giving about TV ratings and attendance and stuff, that's why I think Kiffin's coming to Florida right there.
Yeah. And you know what, JR? I have been in the studio and been the only, and I'm not a Gator fan at all. I'm an Alabama fan. But I've been the only one to say that. So you do still believe, even though all of the stuff has been said this week about LSU and about staying at Ole Miss and all that, you do believe he's still coming to Gainesville?
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I just have a feeling he is. But I might be wrong. But,
So do you think with him coming that, within a couple of years, you'll be competing for the SEC championship?
I mean, if it ain't with him, I don't know who it is then. Everybody's saying maybe Lincoln Riley if we don't get him. But, I mean, I really don't know where to go right now, to be honest with you. We've been down so much, but I think we've got to have a big hire like this. I mean, if we get somebody lower in again, I just don't – I know the fan base is going to turn. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think really when you look at the Gators, I think they're going all in. I think they're going to get it done. I think he's going to go. And when he does go, then that's going to be – I think he's going to turn the state of Florida upside down. And I wonder how many recruits, number one, is Ole Miss going to lose? And then I'm wondering what is going to happen with Florida State, because they're going to stick with Norvell for one more year, and that could possibly mean an exodus of their recruiting class as well.
Yep. Yeah, and I think you made a good point, or somebody just made a good point to you yesterday about them holding off on firing Norvell until next year possibly, and because you don't want to get in the mix right now. There's too many openings. And I think that's probably a valid point. But I think another good sign is we haven't had any recruits leave yet. Maybe a couple are looking, but nobody's decommitted completely yet. And we haven't had any talk of any transfer portal yet. Guys wanting to go into transfer portal. So, I mean, I know there's, sometimes they hold it in, but we'll see what happens,
Well, y'all did actually have just one, and that's a really low number of decommits. And as far as the transfer portal goes, it doesn't open until January 2nd. But nobody's really saying that they are going to leave, because those kids, when they're like tutelaged, they're like, hey, don't tell anybody you're going into the portal ahead of time like this too far ahead of time, that you don't want your own university to know what your intentions are.
Yeah, well, sometimes you start hearing rumors. The other thing is it just seems to be so quiet out of Gainesville about this whole situation. And I'm kind of puzzled on that, too. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
I'll still be a Gator no matter what.
That's right. And I can't remember what show it was, but I told them as soon as Lane Kiffin says that, somebody's getting the tattoo of the visor with Lane Kiffin on their arm immediately.
Oh, yeah, you definitely know some of them rednecks are. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. All right, JR, thanks for calling, man. And he's so right, though, like with the generational fans, you really don't, I never really put that in my brain to think about, but that's exactly right, because, and we deal with this a lot. We talk about rivalry games, or we talk about tough games. And, you're living in the past with some of these teams like Vanderbilt and Missouri at the beginning of the year when we were talking about, Vanderbilt, and you're like, ha, Vanderbilt, they're nothing. And I'm like, no, Vanderbilt's a good team. Yeah. But it's a generational thing, because now when you ask a kid that's in college right now, they're like, oh, yeah, Vandy's legit. Like, if you go to Vanderbilt, that's D1, baby. You're going to play on TV. It's going to be awesome. And 20 years ago, Vanderbilt didn't get on TV unless they were playing Alabama.
I had a lot more respect for Indiana, which is not a football school, than I did for Texas Tech or Vanderbilt. I did not have them on the radar like I do now.
Yeah, and that's true. But either way, we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, I've got some questions for Jeffrey and Brian to see what they think about. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 17 studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Line play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better. Together, TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. On this show, we don't hold back. We react, we dissect, and we tell it like it is. You're locked into the truth. You're locked into the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're live and local right here in the CBC Construction Studio. CBC Construction, the expert in civil construction. Don't forget, you can be a part of the show here. 850-215-6290. You can call in or you can text in. And don't forget, we have got a big, did I say big? I meant big lineup on Saturday. Miami at Pitt, Florida State, Florida, and then the nightcap, Alabama at Auburn. So, man, it's going to be pretty crazy. We got some new hires going on. It has been reported that the Arkansas job, which I was totally wrong. I was 100% wrong. I was right about them getting rid of Sam Pittman. That was my first coach that was going to get fired. It actually worked out, but wrong on the second part. Bobby Petrino is not going to be the coach, and I guess it's justified. I mean, we can take just a minute to talk about it because Bobby Petrino, as close as they've played teams, they just can't win. And so they've lost, I think, 9 in a row with Bobby Petrino at the helm, and that's just the problem.
No.
There's 7 in a row.
Well, maybe 7 in a row, but they weren't all with Petrino. I mean, Pittman lost some of those games, obviously.
Pittman got fired after the Notre Dame game, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah, that was when
that was a blowout.
So it looks like they're going with Alex Golish.
Oh, okay.
South Florida's coach is being reported.
Okay, that's a hit.
As being the next head coach at Arkansas. You say that's a hit.
That's a hit.
You think he's going to do well there?
I thought he would be going to a bigger, better position than Arkansas. And sorry, Arkansas fans, but, you know.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because, I mean, and you know Arkansas because you guys played them a lot, but if all of these teams get all of these coaches, they can't all be good. They can't all win. Like, is the SEC going to get so competitive because of these coaches now that every year we're going to have a different matchup for the SEC championship, and you're going to always have these Bamas, Georgias, whatever team Lane Kiffin's at, whatever team this one's at, going to be the outskirts making it to the playoff? I mean, because you've got Oklahoma, who looks like they're on the up. You can't count out Texas because they just can reach so far and get so many good recruits. And Sarkisian's a proven winner. You've got DeBoer Whether you like him or not, he's winning ball games. Georgia is Kirby. I mean, that's great. Now you're adding these guys in, and I mean, is he a pretender or is he a contender? That's what you got to ask. Is he going to be a Billy Napier, or is he going to be a, I mean, I don't know who do you...
A Petrino.
I mean, what is he going to be? I mean, is he going to be first stint Petrino or a Billy Napier? Because Billy Napier came from a small school, did really good, but just I think the job was too big for him. Is Alex Golish going to be able to survive the scheduling of the SEC?
Well, I mean, is a success to be 7-5 and win a bowl? At Arkansas,
should
we're
be.
saying.
I mean,
it should be.
That needs to be there.
Houston Nutt is a legend.
Yeah.
And he would go 7-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and had a couple of years where, it was like 10-2.
Right, when he had Jerry McFadden and Felix Jones and Peyton Hillis all in the same backfield. So, and they were running the Wildcat.
Yeah, 2012, 2011.
So, I mean, that's the thing. I wanted to read something off Facebook. Dakota Crane said that if Lane Kiffin comes to Florida, give me a natty in 2 years. No. There you go. Give me a natty.
Oh, that'd be a whole one more than he has because he's never won it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just saying.
Or made a playoff. I mean, I know this year is probably going to end, but still.
But, I mean, Alex Golish going to Arkansas.
Yeah, that's a catch. That's a catch.
I mean,
that's a good hire.
You think so?
That's a good hire. Yeah, he was one of the bigger named from the group of 5 coaches out there for sure.
They're 9-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just don't want him to be, these guys, Billy Napier, Mike Norvell, they scare me when they go and be these great coaches somewhere else and then they go and move and go to these bigger schools and they get swallowed up and they don't do as well so I get a little scared. I'll be honest with you. If I was Arkansas, I would be happy, but I also would be a little bit scared because it doesn't seem like it works out every time. It works out less than it does work to me.
He could be the next Scott Frost.
He could be.
Because he was UCF, went undefeated one year, claimed the title. That was so crazy.
Took a parade at Disney World.
Yeah. And then he went to Nebraska and laid an egg, and now he's back at UCF.
But, I mean, when you look at what I'm saying, you can name all of these players or these coaches. Who you would want them to be is Urban Meyer. Went from a Utah to Florida, and then went to Ohio State. But I would consider Florida and Ohio State being big jobs the same. But I'm saying coming from a smaller, at that time, Utah was a smaller deal than they are now. Utah's bigger now compared to what people give respect for them.
Once they joined the Pac-12, they became bigger. Now, Saban came from Michigan State. Not too bad of a position there. Turned LSU to be better, like next level, because DiNardo had started, things and all that, and just kind of went down south for a year, and then boom, Saban's in there, and before you know it, 4 years later, national title.
What is the goal? As far as I think that's really what you want. You said 7-5,
win a bowl
game, that kind of deal. Beat somebody you're not supposed to every year.
Yeah.
But because everybody can't win, you can't have the Alabama standard at Arkansas.
No.
You can't have the Georgia standard at Vanderbilt.
No,
I mean, you got to take with what you get, honestly. I mean, really, I know that there's parity more now with the NIL, but I mean, the people that are going to spend the money, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Texas, those teams, these smaller schools, they're going to have to just take what they can get and hope that they can hit lightning in a bottle like Ole Miss has done this year with, say, somebody like Trinidad Chambliss, and then try to make a run to see what they can do. And that's really it, because if you look at all of the coaches, look at what Coach O did. Coach O went to a program like LSU, won a national title, and then was gone. Quicker than anybody knew. Now, people say it's because of the way he was acting off the field and blah, blah, blah.
It was effort. His time wasn't being consumed with just football because he achieved that certain amount of level of success, and he wasn't hungry anymore.
Yeah, but the man brought you a national title, you would think. But that's another one of those jobs. LSU is not looking for somebody to get them to a bowl game and win. They want somebody that's going to compete for a national title year in, year out. And you can't, there's not many jobs like that. I would say there's a handful of those jobs that say, hey, we're going to fire you if you don't win a national title within this amount of time. And see, that's the thing for me. I think Florida is still in that category, hence why Billy Napier's still there. I mean, it had left, or else he would still be there.
Yeah, but it was warranted. I mean, they're 3-8. I mean, look at LSU. They lose to Oklahoma. They're 7-5, and they're probably going to win a bowl game. So that'd be a thing that Arkansas would be happy with. LSU's not.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
LSU fired their coach because of losing games. Like, they're wanting that standard, but every team doesn't have that standard. I think Sark and Texas. I think if Sark was to do that more than a year or two in a row,
100%.
I think his seat would start getting warm too.
Yeah.
And because why? Because Texas is one of those jobs. I think Oklahoma, I think they're kind of getting into that. I think that they hired Brent Venables. I think last year was like, okay, we're going to let you kind of see. You beat Alabama. If they lose to Alabama last year,
Venables gone.
Venables might have not have been able to stay. I don't know. Because Oklahoma.
No. I think the jury's still out, even if they had lost to Alabama.
I think the jury, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the jury.
But this year, we wouldn't have been like seeing it coming. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you look at these jobs and you know, yesterday flipped my brain inside out because I agreed with Florida State's decision because I didn't. At first, I didn't agree with it. Why would you keep him? You already know what you're going to get. And it's that you're going to have another opportunity. Now, let me throw this name out that's been thrown out today. Penn State, Brian Daboll. What do you think? Coach Saban was asked about it because Brian Daboll was one of his coaches at Alabama.
Oh, really?
And he said that would be a home run. Yeah. He said he knows without a doubt that guy's a good coach. He said not good, but great. He said he knows how to run an offense. He knows how to run an organization. He said that would be a home run if Penn State were to do that. The last picture that was showed Brian Daboll at home outside, he was wearing a Penn State sweatshirt.
All right. Well, here's the thing. If they don't take all the pressure from the players now, they want the interim coach to get the permanent position right now, which you can't do that, man. You cannot do
UCLA was heading towards that, and I'm not sure how Skipper, I think is his name.
Neuheisel.
Yeah, it's Neuheisel.
Yeah.
No, UCLA.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Neuheisel.
No, he's the coordinator.
Oh, okay. Well, Jerry Neuheisel is the intern.
They were talking about.
He's a coordinator.
Okay. They were
Skipper is the head coach.
They were talking about Neuheisel taking it all the way over, though, as well.
Yeah, because the way he celebrated after that one win. I think it'd be Penn State.
Yeah, they beat Penn State. So, but I mean, Brian Daboll, and see, that's what we talked about a little bit yesterday. If you watch, the NFL always gets rid of coordinators. There's always head coaches that leave. Every single year. So Florida State's going to position themselves into getting the best of the best. And what happens if somebody like that goes to Florida State, or if somebody from these other schools that, you know, leave to go to wherever they're going, their coach being available to go. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I've never asked you, do you think Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, stays at Ole Miss, or goes to LSU?
LSU.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
It's being reported today heavily that he's going to LSU. People are saying 70%, and I'm not just talking about... He's the overwhelming choice for all of the media heads that actually talk about college football on a regular basis. Florida only gets about 3 or 4 out of the 20 that I saw. Everybody else is saying LSU.
I'm not obsessed over it, and I've seen a lot of Gators fans obsessed over this whole story for 2 months straight.
So the question is, if Lane Kiffin ends up being the LSU Tiger coach, are you getting a Tiger visor?
No.
Okay. No. Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking to national champion George Teague. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be talking about the Iron Bowl and all of the other stuff. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text in now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
It's not working right now. Geno, is he the quarterback of the future? That's the tough thing is when you have 2 wins entering week 12 and your quarterback of the future is most likely not on the roster. And it's laudatory that you've got a coach who's taking the credit because he's trying to protect the quarterback, who's taking the blame because he wants to protect the coach. That's all admirable. But when it comes down to it, what does Tom Brady think of it?
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Partly cloudy the rest of the day with a wind coming out of the north around 14 miles per hour and 75. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 49. Tomorrow, high around 62 and sunshine with a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, warm with a high of 59 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Toyotathon is on at Panama City Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma, plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra, plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Shake up your holidays at Toyotathon.
Offers expire December 1st. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7Ts. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7ts.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. It's go time all the time. Sports talk around the clock.
Oh my God!
The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It is. It's 5 o'clock on this Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can watch us on Facebook. You can tune in on the radio. You can go to YouTube. Or you can also download the ESPN Northwest Florida app, and you can be a part of the show as well. You can call in. You can text in on the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. We are pumped up and ready to go. We have been waiting on this moment for a long time. Friend of the show, Alabama national champion, first-round draft pick of the NFL draft, and just an awesome, awesome man. George Teague is joining us on the phone line. George, how are you doing today, my friend?
Man, it's a great day, man. People are rolling in. You know, got a big feast tomorrow at the house tomorrow. Watch some good football. So, man, it's one of my favorite times of the year. And plus, there's this big game on Saturday that we got to watch. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. You know all about that game. And I do want to go back for just a moment if we can. We've had Martin Houston on here before talking about that 92 championship. I remember as a kid watching it and just being so excited watching you guys play them Hurricanes that just knew They just knew when they were walking down Bourbon Street acting like whatever that they were just going to come in there and dominate, and they got manhandled by the Crimson Tide. Tell us a little bit about that, George, because you were there. You wasn't just there. You were you did some things that were just outstanding.
Yeah, they did run into a buzzsaw, my man. They were talking a little too much, and you start at the hornet's nest, and you think those animals are kind of nice in there, and you think, oh, they don't really not going to hurt you, and they're too much, man. It was way too much, because I'm down with little banter, in between games or between the plays or whatever. That's fine, but when it's just like when you don't give the team any type of respect, I think they really pushed us over the edge with that. And Coach Dollins did a tremendous job of having us prepared. Coach Oliver with his leveling up scheme, and they just had everybody on high alert. Like, okay, so this is how y'all want to do this thing, and man, we bought in early. This is some of the most physical practices we had before a bowl week. The whole time I had been there, so we were definitely ready to go. And then I just remember first kickoff, literally running out of my shoe. Literally, if you go back and watch it, you see my shoe came off. I'm looking for it. Made the first tackle, and I was like, okay. And the crowd just erupted. It was so packed with Alabama that it was electric, brother.
Oh, yeah. I remember I got the Sports Illustrated and kept it. Still got it to this day. My dad has it at his house. And, just that was just a special day. And, one of the famous plays of that is where you chase down the Miami wide receiver. And, over the weekend, we had the Dallas Cowboy player that has been showing up all over the news feeds about not giving up, and he got knocked down on the kickoff, and then he went down and made the tackle. Your play of not giving up is something else to watch as well. What was going through your mind? Did you just know you were going to catch him?
I did. And let me say, about this other guy from the Cowboys, because I'm a Cowboy fan. I get to watch him, be an analyst for him and all this kind of stuff. And that most of the time, we're always talking about offensive plays and defensive plays, right, with highlights and stuff. And I was sitting at the game, and I saw that happen. I actually text one of our producers over there, like, this is a huge play, special teams. We might need to talk about this. And they're like, yeah, we got to get on it. It showed a great amount of effort. Getting knocked down, get back up and going. And then, when you talk about my play, that one, it was, man, I was out of position, one way. But to answer your question, yes, once I started running, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to catch him. And it seems weird when you're talking like in a 3-second, 4-second kind of span, but I'd already started making up my mind, well, what do I do once I get him, and I already knew I wanted to try to take the ball, strip it. I didn't know it was going to pop up in my face, but I felt like I needed to, knock it out once I got there. So, that's just having some blessings come down your way, in the middle of a big game like that, and be able to stay balanced and head back the other direction is definitely something I'll never, ever forget.
How big did your eyes get when you saw that ball pop out?
Oh, my gosh. It was crazy, man. Just, it just kind of defies logic a little bit because I kind of was trying to hit it down, and it started coming upwards, and then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. We got to get over this little twerp here. Yeah, there he was. He was tiny. He was little. He was fast. But, and then it was just, just instincts kicked in. I'm proud of that. I'm saying it humbly, right, that we had a lot of talented guys, but that was something we worked on all the time. So it wasn't just, like I just made it up. I'm thankful for Coach Oliver, who worked on stripping the ball all the time. And so it didn't matter what I was just always trying to strip it in practice, so it just became second nature to try to get it.
Well, let's talk about expectations, because that Bama team that year, y'all were slighted because Gino Torretta had won the Heisman Trophy.
Yep.
The Hurricanes had gone undefeated and won the national title the previous year, and they went undefeated again, and they go in the national championship. And the expectation was that the Hurricanes are just going to win it. And, the word that they use, swagger.
Yeah.
They had more than confidence. They just had supreme swagger. And then y'all went undefeated, and nobody was looking at y'all. And y'all, that was the first year that we had divisions in the SEC. So we had the SEC championship game.
Yep.
And the previous year, do you remember how many games y'all lost in 91?
Yeah, one.
And y'all got shut out by the Gators.
Don't remind me, please.
Yeah. So y'all ran off what? I don't even remember what it was, like 8 or 9 wins in a row. And then you go, what, like 11-0, 12-0 with the conference championship the next year. So you're on like a 20-game win streak. And they didn't respect y'all because everybody's looking at the Gators. I mean, not the Gators, the Hurricanes. And, I mean, y'all had a team, though. Actually, let me tell you, I grew up in New Orleans, okay? I've been to 2 Sugar Bowls. 2 Sugar Bowls. I went to the game that you, I don't want to say won, but you were a big part of that winning of that national title. And I went the previous year, the Notre Dame Irish beat the Gators in the Sugar Bowl. And I saw Notre Dame have a lot of swagger in that, in the Superdome. But yeah, y'all definitely, that was an upset. And it shouldn't have been an upset because y'all had a team and a half.
Yeah, because you guys had Curry, Copeland, yourself, Langham, all of these players that were just, dominant for all those. Because I watched every game. If we didn't watch it, we listened to Eli on the radio, and we knew everybody. And that was the biggest thing. But go ahead. I wanted you to say what you were going to say about what Jeff had asked you.
Well, first, I think why people didn't pick us is we weren't flashy like that. We didn't I'm going to say with class. Our offense wasn't that high-powered. We didn't really have the big-name guys like that. Where you're thinking, like you said, they had a Heisman Trophy winner. Okay, we had Jay Barker and others, but we just weren't blowing the top off of people. So you look at them running down the field, they were fast. I remember watching them on film, and I forget, like, man, they got so much speed, this kind of thing. And we weren't built like that. But it comes into the other word you're saying, swag. I think it depends on how you define that. What is that? Now, our defense, we had some doggone swag. You weren't going to score very many points against us. We took it very personal, and guys worked like that. And I think our offense fed off that because of the physical play. So, when you get Lassick going and Sherman going, those guys had a different kind of swag, Mobile, you got Lassick out of New York. You got Prince Wembley, who's down from Miami as well. He don't want his boys to win. You got all this stuff, these pieces where we're just rallying around each other like, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. We're just going to go out here and do what we do, and shake up the world because we had lost the game to Florida before. All of us were together. Some of us had a sour taste in our mouth when we lost to Louisville. Louisville, the bowl game, a little bit of time of that. And then there was a Miami game in '89 where they actually beat us the first time. So there was a lot of stuff that just kind of went under the radar that we're going like, all right, we're just going to follow Coach Stalin's lead right here. We're just going to bust our ass in practice,
That's right.
And do these things. And so I felt like we had everything they have. Now I get to talk to Lamar Thomas, not very much, but I got to play with Ryan McNeil. I have had the chance to talk to Gino Torella, and they just said, they weren't really ready for what we brought to the table that day.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Now, as well as I do, this is our rivalry week, and we've got Auburn at Jordan-Hare this weekend, and I know that you keep up with the Tide very often, frequently, especially seeing some of the posts that you make on Facebook and all of that. And what do you think about this game going into Jordan-Hare? It's going to be a night game, first time for all of them. Just haven't done this before at night, and as well as I do, it's a tough environment over there in that part of the state.
Yeah, it is. It always worries me at any point in time. But, regardless of how much better I think we are than them, it always worries me just because, You know, they're always going to try to play their best game. Then, you know, I want to go back to 89 real fast, and then I'll answer this question, because that was the first time you were talking about just having all these firsts and these things that led up to it. So I was able to play the first Iron Bowl in Jordan-Hare. That was an interesting kind of deal. I was a freshman, true freshman, and we had to go in there and play, and that really taught me about what it meant to have to go down there in that place to play. They beat us that year, 30-20. And, man, it was so loud and obnoxious and just crazy intensity. I'm a freshman, you know, coming in this. I'm like, oh, my gosh, I've seen this on TV, and I knew what it was all about. But, good Lord, this is ridiculous, you know, the amount of hatred, I guess we can say.
Yes.
You know, and things of that nature. So when you fast forward to this right here, we got to be on our best game, because we can't have these little laps, letdowns, drop balls, all these other kind of things, because then you get behind the 8 ball and that momentum comes, and then that fan base gets obnoxious and everything else. So we got to be sound. Ty Simpson's got to do well. We got to be able to run the ball, man.
Yes.
You know, I'm totally discounting Eastern Illinois or whatever. You know, I just feel like we got to be able to run against high caliber people. We can't stall like that, because, you know, as much as I love and I trust, complete trust in Ty Simpson and his arms and all this kind of stuff, we don't want to get one-sided like that, because then they'll just start peeling their ears back, and that fan base will get too crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're talking with George Teague, University of Alabama, former Cowboy. Now, George, we're going to switch gears a little bit. We've got one of our sponsors in here. He has the Lone Star Boil House here in Panama City, and one of the biggest Cowboy fans that I know. And so he's in here with us today. And, you know, we got to talk about those Cowboys. We got to talk about them. I know I don't say them boys. I don't necessarily I don't necessarily have a football team in the NFL. I just follow all the Bama players mostly. But talk us through the most famous, the defender of the star is what people call you. Tell us about that so that everybody can understand what happened.
Oh, man. Okay. you got me thinking about food, though. You started talking about oil over there. I don't know if that's shrimp or what.
All of it. He does it.
Crab, crawfish, shrimp, man. Yeah, everything.
Man, well, when I get, that's a shame, because I've been down to Panama City too many times, and I know I got to get over there and come see your sponsor.
Come find it out, man. We'll hook it up for you, bud.
Yes, sir. So, Terrell Owens, the star incident. Look, we're talking about this banter we were talking about before, right? That's how T.O. is, not just was, is. He still talks a lot of trash, right? And he was giving it to us a good amount of it during the game. You know, and there's only so much you can take after a while, particularly when you're losing, right? So he's going on and on about all kind of stuff, and you know, just my twin safety, I guess, Darren Woodson had already got kicked out of the game because they were playing dirty and doing stuff, and this guy's still going. So we've been having a lot of words, and that is true. We were scuffling already. But when he goes out to the star the first time, you're kind of like, oh, okay, that's a good one. You know, whatever, but, you know, surely you're not going to do it again. And he was just running his mouth so much, bro, that I knew the bad thing is, you know, when you're getting beat, when you know they're just getting ready to score. They're down on the goal line. I see them matched up against a rookie we had. I'm like, oh, man, he's going to score a touchdown. I know they're going to check and just throw it over there, right? Yeah. And I was right. They threw it to him, but I'm already thinking, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? So as soon as he started running back to the start the second time, fellas, I'm sorry, I totally blacked out, man. I just lost it. It was that, you know, when your hat just pops off the top of your head and you're like, no more of this, right? So I just took off, man, like, oh, well, it's going to go down now. I mean, this is old back Twin Gates where I'm from, old little, small little neighborhood. Like, no, we're not going to do this. So I was just really ready, prepared to fight, man. Let's go. Let's do this. And I totally forgot we're in the middle of the game. There's all kind of fans out there. I'm just ready to brawl at this point. So ended up getting kicked out, getting disciplined by the team and all that kind of stuff. But it's not anything that I regret just because I think that, you don't let people do things in your house.
Right.
Kind of like when I got upset when they were all on our logo at Alabama field, too. I didn't like that. I don't like it. It's just not respectful. If you're going to win, just go win. All right, you're going to say a little something, but don't try to throw it all in our face like that. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, let me ask you this about the Cowboys, because we're multifaceted here. We talk a lot about college, but we also do NFL as well. I mean, the big victory this past weekend over the Eagles, coming from behind. Dak's really seeming like he's playing his best football. You got the addition to George Pickens being over there, as well as CeeDee Lamb still, causing the double teams to always happen, and they've got the 1-2 tandem really going. Tell us a little bit about the team, but also what do you think, because I know this is starting to come up, what do you think the Cowboys is going to do as far as with George Pickens? Are they going to tender him, or do you think they're going to go ahead and try to get him signed up so that they can continue this? Because it looks like this is a recipe that can win football games in the rivalry games that they need to win in division.
Yes. And, full disclosure to all your viewers, listeners, fans, I am an analyst for the Dallas Cowboys, too, doing it on CBS.
Yes.
Channel 11 out here and on DallasCowboys.com for Cowboys Flashback. So I get a chance to be up close and personal every single week and learn about this. And George Pickens, just bringing him in as an addition was a fantastic move. And I believe that they want to try to get a deal done with him. I just think sometimes it's good the way he's playing, but it hurts because it shows that he's truly a number one. Now you're going to have to pay this guy $30 million or something, to try to keep him. And I don't know that Jerry's going to want to do that. He does have the option to do some other things, but then you run into other problems. You get the holdouts and you get all this other kind of stuff, and it just becomes negative, type of thing. But I think they'll try to get it done early for all indications that I have heard. But it's really on Pickens at this point now saying, okay, what am I going to accept? What am I going to get on with this? I think he's found the right home, the right system that can be there. So I hope it works out, but they're going to have to pay him a boatload of.
So let me ask you a question, because you were a part of a salary cap issue, because when you went to the Cowboys and they couldn't get you under their salary cap, right, and you went to the Dolphins for a year, did you regret that you had to go to the Dolphins and then you just came right back to the Cowboys?
Well, I regret going to the Dolphins just because me and Jimmy Johnson didn't get along.
Okay.
Than that, because then Jimmy, actually came to me. I had to come back on another show, I guess, and talk to you about those tales. But he actually asked me to take a pay cut with the Dolphins, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So hence came back to the Cowboys, where I saw that I could have some success as a player, and was kind of wanted to be, here, because I still live out here. So I understand all of that stuff with the money. It's different nowadays because guys, I don't know, sometimes they seem like they have more leverage than maybe we in the day, and that's okay. But you still got Quentin Williams, you got these running backs, Devontae. I know you got some guys locked up, but it's really how do you extend? What do you look at? As far as this goes, and how much do you really give a Pickens? When you got CD as your number one guy, are you going to pay him the same kind of way? Man, Jerry's tight now.
Oh, yeah.
He got too many yachts and boats, planes, everything else. And he ain't just trying to give you all kinds of stuff. He didn't want to. Go ahead. He didn't want to pay Parsons, is what I'm saying. He didn't want to give that
David,
up
that worked out, though, honestly.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. The next question is with all of the things that happened with Michael Parsons, and then now he's got these draft picks, I just wonder if that's going to factor in with the signing of George Pickens, if they're going to be looking for any of these wide receivers that are going to be coming out that they see and being able to grade them, because you know how it is. It's a different story in the NFL compared to college, and sometimes these guys don't work out, but then sometimes they do. But, could you imagine him getting a Jeremiah Smith out of Ohio State or somebody like that, and then, that would be an easier way of letting Pickens go, because that guy seemingly is a, for sure bet star, like maybe being compared to Julio Jones.
Yeah, I think Jerry does not want to mess with anything that's going to hurt his quarterback. And I know we're saying that, hey, you can have the youthfulness come in, but it ain't guaranteed on how it's going to turn out. Think of all the injuries and stuff we've had with our past draft picks, high draft picks.
True.
They're getting hurt and things, and then you got your $60 million quarterback that may not have the person you want. I'm not, you just have to factor in all that kind of stuff. Well, what happens? Do they hold out? Do they get hurt in camp? So it seems like maybe you can do both, keep him and then catch a wide receiver for cheap and then unload, retrade, redo something again. But I just know that he's all in on Dak. He's going to do everything possible to make sure that's good. But, man, we got to get some – now I don't know what's going to happen with our boy Trayvon Diggs. They're going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's gone silent. You got to get another DB, maybe. You got to get another pass rusher.
Yeah.
True pass rusher. So I could see, where he goes on defense maybe first.
Yeah.
In the early rounds this year, if he can keep Pickens. There's not a whole lot you need to do on the offensive side. Maybe grab one more lineman, maybe.
Yeah. If they can stay healthy, they're pretty set, though, right there. But,
yeah. Well, let's talk about it, because we're not giving up on the playoffs, right? The Cowboys aren't?
No.
You're the second team that's outside of the making the playoffs, because the Lions, I believe, are the first team out. We're just going to go and say the Seahawks are one of those teams that are not going to make the playoffs, that are in position to make the playoffs right now. Who's the other team? I don't think it's the 49ers. Do you think it's like the Bears or the Lions? Who are we talking about that y'all have to pass up to take that last spot to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm with you on the Bears piece. I'm not totally sold on them all the way, and I think they kind of slide. But still, we got a huge game tomorrow. You don't beat Patrick Mahomes and those guys, then this whole conversation is totally different. But I think what the pieces that he's put together, we have a good chance of winning this game tomorrow. And then you got to hope that the Bears get knocked off one or two times. We still have to go up to Detroit, so that's not this week, but the next Sunday,
Thursday,
or Thursday before.
Thursday night, 2 in a row.
So you still got to play them.
Yeah.
And you still got to play the Chargers. I know I'm going out of order, and the Vikings.
Oof. Oh, the Vikings are the last
Vikings
team.
are awful. No, the Vikings are done. They're horrible.
I'm just still thinking about our secondary.
Yes.
Now I'm still trying to make sure that we're okay with our pass rush up front. But the next two games are going to be difficult. And when you get to the Chargers, I think we play them late December 21st or something like that. That's not going to be a cakewalk either. So we're in playoff mode already, and you just hope you don't get mentally drained that, hey, we got to win out for week 13.
Yep.
Yes.
That's tough to do mentally, because you can't have any laps. You can't have any turnovers. You got to play at the level that you played against the Eagles every single week. So I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just saying I know how hard it is to try to put, 4, 5, 6 games together in a row when you struggled early in the year.
That's exactly right. Well, George, we sure do appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come and be a part of our show today. Thank you so much. And we definitely we want you to come back, and we'd love to do some more college football talk with you, especially as the playoffs get in, and then also the NFL playoffs. If we'll stay in touch if that's all right. But, man, we appreciate you so much coming and being a part of the show. And don't forget, if you do come down to Panama City Beach, we got you. We'll take care of you for sure. The king crab, the crawfish, all of that. I've had all of that, and it's fantastic. He's got these eggs. These eggs are Cajun eggs that he does. They're boiled eggs. Oh, my gosh.
Seasoned up.
They're
Yeah, man.
so good.
Well, I tell y'all what, yes, you got an open invite. I'd love to come back on the show and do this, and just go ahead and splice out that one little part. Send it to me about you're going to take care of my food. When I come down. So
Absolutely.
I'll take care of it for you, man. So
Absolutely.
I got you.
He even cooked the gator for the Florida Gators game.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Man, me and my wife love all the exotic foods, too. So let's go, baby. Let's go.
Sounds good. George Teague, everybody. We appreciate it, George. Thank you so much.
To you, bud.
Later.
All right, so when we come back, we are going to dive into our NFL picks. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
Give me the Longhorns for the upset. They're going to beat Texas A&M. They're going to throw a kink into all of this playoff stuff. A&M's still going to go to the SEC Championship, but they're going to go tarnished with a loss from the Longhorns. You heard it first right here.
This pick was sponsored by the Lone Star Boil House.
That's exactly right.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies tonight with a moderate breeze out of the north around 15 miles per hour, and look for the low to be 47. Tomorrow morning, there will be sunshine with the temperature reaching 58. Clear in the afternoon and evening with a high of 62. Friday, we'll have a high of 58 and mostly sunshine. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hiller's here, Hiller's here. You don't need to worry. If you're stuck without any heat, we'll be there in a hurry. Hiller's here to help you right away. We'll be there to fix you up. Call the Happy Face Truck today. Yes, Hiller's here, so never fear. Call the Happy Face Truck today. Hiller!
Happy holidays from the Hiller family. Take advantage of our current specials and deals at happyhiller.com.
Keep the adventures going this holiday season in a new Kia from Billburn Kia during the Season of New Tradition sales event. Billburn Kia is now offering 0.9% APR for up to 60 months plus $750 bonus cash on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or a new 2025 Kia Telluride. You get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Countdown to savings is going on now, so drive away in a new Kia before the year ends and celebrate the season in style. Billburn Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillburnKiaPanamaCity.com.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or VIN-specific new 2025 Telluride with $1,705 per month per 1,000 financed at 60 months. Quality's limited. $750 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billburn Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 12/1/25.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Karen bought 83 liters of Dr. Thunder, a suitcase full of Cheez-Its, and a drum of Crisco. Now she's crying about using the self-check at Walmart.
Maybe we should speak to a manager or something.
Just saying. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're having a great day. We're live and local right here in the CBC Construction Studio. The expert, civil construction. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We are actually going to go right to the Red 7T's phone line. We've got Romad on the line. Romad, are you with me, my friend?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I heard you guys talking to George Teague, and yeah, I remember that Miami Alabama game in '92. I actually went to the Auburn Alabama game in Birmingham that year. We lost, I think, 17-0. But went to the '89 game. Grew up in Auburn. Sold program, sold coach. Was at the '83 Texas game. Been to a lot of memorable games. But yeah, the '89 game. I actually played high school football at Auburn High with Bud Casey's youngest son. And he was playing at Jacksonville State, came down for the game, didn't want to go, wanted to lay on our couch in our apartment. And he gave me, I wasn't a student at Auburn at the time, I went there eventually, but he had this little duplicate ticket. It was, I don't know if you guys remember, they made a special ticket for the Auburn-Alabama game. It was very big. Yep. And it like rolled out the carpet and everything. I've actually got one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got one. So anyway, he didn't want to go to the game. He just, wanted to lay on the couch and watch it on television. So he gave it to me. And it was just a little green ticket, and it was that his father gave him, Coach Bud Casey. And it just got you into the game. There was no seat, no nothing. And I had some friends that were at Auburn at the time, sitting in the student section, and they got me into the student section. And yeah, you talk about crazy and loud, and I'm sure you guys have seen the highlights or the documentaries or whatever with the old shakers, the old paper shakers, and just all the stuff in the air and everything. I mean, it was got to be the most incredible game I ever went to at Jordan Hare, and I've been to quite a few. Not lately in my older age, but when I was younger and growing up there and everything. Real special place, and hopefully it'll be special this Saturday night.
Well, I'll tell you this. To me, obviously LSU, but right there with LSU is Auburn Jordan Hare for sure. I mean, as far as the loudness, and as an Alabama fan, I do not, and I repeat, I do not. I got really aggravated whenever they said this game is going to be at 6:30 because I don't like playing at night at Jordan Hare. I don't like playing at night at LSU. Those are the things I don't want to do. I'd rather play in the daytime all day long.
Oh, yeah. I think this is the first time, I think, since 2007.
Yes.
Saban's first year, it's been at night. Yeah. Now, I was when my handle that I gave you guys is a military acronym. When I was in the reserves in Montgomery, there was a bunch of Alabama fans that I worked with and everything. Real good guys, and you guys were earlier talking, I think, about hated rivalries.
Yes, sir.
I think there's more hatred. There's more hatred in the Egg Bowl because I think there's been some fights. It's been a while, but there was one, I think, a while back, or maybe it was South Carolina, Clemson. Anyway, I think there's more hatred amongst the fans in the Auburn-Alabama game than there are amongst players. Which is good.
Yeah, because
and like I said,
go ahead.
I've got some Alabama, friends and stuff, and we needle each other and stuff like that. But they're respectful. So,
for sure. Well, I was born and raised in Mobile, Alabama, and both teams recruit that area as good as anybody, and so that's really what you see is the rivalry and with those guys.
Got a wide receiver, I believe he's from Foley. That's on our team this year. I know. Now I do remember when Saban came in, he pretty much locked down Mobile, and we didn't get nobody out of there.
Yeah,
So.
And that's right. And so whenever they would play each other, they had played each other before or played on each other's teams, so they wanted to beat each other. I agree with what you're saying. I think it's more of the fandom than it is the actual players because they are, former teammates or played a high school ball against each other. And so, they don't fight as much as these other schools when they fight, like your Ohio States and Michigans as of late, and then like you're talking about Ole Miss, fighting Mississippi State.
Right. Oh, and there was one thing. George T. didn't mention him, but I remember him because I played against him. think his name was Lemansky Hall.
Yes.
The linebacker.
Yep, Lemansky Hall.
92 team. He played, I'm pretty sure he played quarterback for Valley High School, and we played them, I think, my senior year in 87, and they beat us. And, I mean, he was a damn good quarterback, and he turns into a spectacular linebacker at Alabama. I mean, who would have thought that? I mean, he was a big dude now. I mean, for back then, 1987 was my senior year, showing my age.
That's right.
I guess I'm the same age as George. So, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and maybe we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. You know, he's exactly right. I mean, the way this rivalry is, another person has brought something up to my attention that kind of makes me think more about it. You know, when you look at these rivalries, which rivalries are from the players and then which rivalries are from the fans, because that's a really good point. I mean, he made a great point, because I started thinking about that, and that's what made me think, you know what? These guys played one another. They played, you know, in Alabama, they've got the Alabama, and I know that other states do this as well, where they do the high school, basically high school All-American game. Yeah, and so it's North versus South. And so a lot of these guys will play against their teammates that they're going to Alabama with, and then they'll be playing with Auburn kids that they're going, you know, that they're going to be playing against. So it's it really is like that, and so it's phenomenal to hear. You know, during this week is the most talked about to me. I mean, obviously, you know, you're going to see as the playoff grows, or if it doesn't grow, or however college football goes, you're going to see some of these rivalries go away. We've talked about that, but you know, it is a thread of what makes college football so special, because you really can throw out the records, because, you know, there's been so many upsets. There's been so many last-second game wins, you know, from Alabama doing it to Auburn doing it to them, and ruining, you know, national championships. And we've talked about this before, and I just think it's fitting to talk about it right now. The year that Cam Newton beat Alabama, come from behind to beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl, that Alabama team was phenomenal. If they would have had the same rules they have right now, it no doubt in my mind, Alabama and Auburn would meet again, especially if they were on opposite sides for the national title. Because to me, they were the two best teams in the country, because they played Auburn closer than anybody did that year, including Oregon in the national championship. And so that team, that Alabama team, was the team that went on to play in the their bowl game that year, and they were beating Michigan State. I think a Kirk Cousins led Michigan State team 35-0 at halftime or something that, because that following year was when Mark Ingram won the Heisman, and then they went on to win and all that. So it was that team was the same team that ended up winning it the following year. So what I'm saying is you know, Cam Newton beating us in that year, that Iron Bowl, was another one of those years that Saban could have won a national title, but because, you know, the last game of the season against the rival that was undefeated also, and many people said that was the you know, that was one of those hatred days with the fans, because after that, I think they went to Bryant-Denny Stadium and put Cam Newton's jersey on Bear Bryant after the game was over.
What?
They do that kind of stuff.
On the statue?
Yeah, on the statue.
Oh, yeah. I know where the statue's at. On the left-hand side, if you're got your back to the stadium.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, these rivalries, like what the last caller was talking about, is fan-based a lot of times because of the...
I mean, I look all the fights I can talk about. Miami, Florida State.
Yes.
Michigan State.
Michigan, Ohio State.
USC, UCLA. Notre Dame, I think Michigan had a fight also in the tunnel. I mean, there's so many fights that we could talk about. I can't even think. I mean, there's been skirmishes at LSU, but nothing really huge. Nothing memorable, really.
Yeah, but those, Michigan and Ohio State with the planning of the flag deal that they've done over the last couple of years has been really bad.
They ripped the Michigan flag off of the pole.
Off the pole.
Then they confiscated the pole from the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's craziness.
Yeah. So either way, we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we are going to pick them for this Thanksgiving weekend we've got coming up. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Contractors, when your job site needs materials fast, trust the local team that delivers. Mid-South Lumber Company brings you reliable job site delivery, in-house credit, and competitive pricing on everything from lumber to doors, windows, and more. Plus, their unmatched customer service has your back through every step of the build, making ordering, delivering, and the whole process easier for you. Support local. Build with Mid-South Lumber Company. Mid-South Lumber in Panama City on 11th Street or on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Ho, ho, ho. Keep the adventures going this holiday season in a new Kia from Billboard Kia during the Season of New Tradition sales event. Billboard Kia is now offering 0.9% APR for up to 60 months plus $750 bonus cash on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or a new 2025 Kia Telluride. You get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Countdown to savings is going on now, so drive away in a new Kia before the year ends and celebrate the season in style. Billboard Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillboardKiaPanamaCity.com.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or VIN-specific new 2025 Telluride with $1,705 per month per $1,000 financed at 60 months. Quality's limited. $750 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billboard Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 12/1/25.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's MaxFit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Now. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving edition of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't want to not say it, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope everybody is safe. I hope you eat a lot of food, and I hope you relax and take it easy over this holiday weekend. And, we can't do this without our great sponsors. AutoNation Ford, Panama City. If you're in the market for a vehicle, go see those guys. They'll get you in the vehicle that you want to be in, but they also have Black Friday specials going on right now. You don't have to wait till Friday. You can go over there today. They will be open back again on Friday. Go see those guys, 730 West 15th Street, right there past the railroad tracks. Recommended Collision Center. If your vehicle needs any kind of repair, whether it's your mirror, whether your handles don't work, maybe you need some freshening up, so to speak, take your vehicle over there. They can take care of all of your interior trim items. outside, all of the stuff for painting, all of your, just everything. Go see those guys. Brandon and those guys do a great job. Anytime you need something done with your vehicle, go see those guys. Recommended Collision Center right there on Jinx Avenue. They're great. All right, we know that everybody is wanting to get in shape. And right now, we've already given away so many of these. We got some more that we can give away. You want a 30-day free trial to go to Anytime Fitness at 2310 West 23rd Street in Panama City, right in the Coronado Village? We got you right here. Any caller right now, 850-215-6290. You call in, we'll get you hooked up with Bone Crusher. He'll take care of you, get you the get all of the information to you. You'll get 30-day free trial. Go try it out. Get on the treadmill. Jeffrey, you need to get on the treadmill. Look like you're getting a little, before we get going here, before all these good meals that we're about to eat, probably ought to do some cardio just to make sure we don't stack it on too much, right?
Gobble, 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 gobble.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. But anyway, we're going to do our picks for the NFL. This is a busy week of NFL football. Some awesome games coming up. Let's go, Jeffrey. What we got?
Green Bay at the Lions.
Starting
I got
off
the
good.
Lions.
Lions coming in hot. I am too, man. You know what? You talk about how that North Carolina State is so inconsistent. Give me the Lions, the Packers being inconsistent.
The Packers, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Packers are not good as they could be. I think one day they look like Super Bowl contenders. The next day they look like they're going home. But either way, give me the Lions.
Season ends right now. Lions are the first team out, and the Packers are in.
I know, but I still think the Lions are better.
Early. We got 5-6 games left for everybody. All right, second Thanksgiving game. Chiefs at Dallas. Sorry, but I'm going to have to take KC.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Dallas Cowboys, don't see them. They got it, but give me Patrick Mahomes on Thanksgiving.
Cincinnati at Baltimore.
Now, you know Burrow's coming back. Joe Burrow has been named the starter for this game.
I called it.
What are you going to do?
I called it a week and a half ago. I said he's not going to come back this week, but next week when Thanksgiving, he's going to come back.
Yep.
Because it's a high-profile game, and that's what he's going to do.
Yep.
Give me Baltimore.
You're still not sold. Yeah, I think Burrow is just a younger version of Joe Flacco. I think he'll have 1,000,000 yards, but the defense still can't stop anybody. So give me the Ravens as well.
Chicago at Philly. Give me Philly.
You think they'll bounce back?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia's going to bounce back. I think they've gotten, they try to blame this and that on A.J. Brown and whether or not this or that. They'll still do what they always do, just play good defense and run the football. Saquon, they keep saying he's going to, leave or blah, 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 whatever. Saquon's going to be fine. Winning cures all disease, just so you know. Go ahead.
San Francisco at Cleveland. Give me San Fran.
Yeah, so you're not buying Shadur Sanders as being anything. Come on, let me hear it. Are you buying Shadur Sanders as being, is he going to be? Yeah, go ahead.
He did better than what I thought he would, because I said he would throw like 12, maybe 16 passes. He threw a little bit more than that. He was mobile. He moved the ball. I mean, it wasn't a great team that they were playing.
No, the Raiders are bad.
Yeah.
They're really bad.
But he did better than what I thought he would. So let's not really trash talk him. We're not trying to make people lose their job. I hope there is a recovery for Dylan Gabriel, but, it'd be interesting what this team does, but not too interesting because they're the Browns.
Yeah. I don't think the Browns are going to win either.
We talk too much about this team that doesn't win.
Yeah, that's true. But sure does make it interesting. If he comes out and wins, though, the media is going to go crazy for this guy. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah. With Brock Purdy back, can they steal the division from the Rams?
I don't know, because what do you mean when you say with Brock Purdy back? He threw 3 interceptions last weekend. What are you talking
still scored
about?
41 points.
I know, but they give the ball to McCaffrey 50 times in a game, whether they're throwing it to him or handing it off or giving him a jet sweep or running the Wildcat. This is the deal. Is Mac Jones better than Brock Purdy at this point? Because Mac Jones won way more games than Brock Purdy, and he's looked better than Brock Purdy. But you're saying now that Brock Purdy's back, can they steal it away from the Rams? The answer is no. But is Brock Purdy better than Mac Jones in your eye now?
Yeah, he is. He is. Sorry. It's going to be over the long run. I'm going with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I mean, he might be the nod because he's got all the money, but you can say what you want, but his numbers are not reflecting the amount of money that they're paying him. Keep going.
Jacksonville at Tennessee, Jacksonville all day long.
Yeah, Jacksonville's going to win, even though Trevor Lawrence just is not playing good. He'll play good for like a quarter, and then he'll throw the ball like me, left-handed. It's crazy. I don't understand it. Trevor Lawrence has got to be more consistent, or else the Jags are just going to do what the Jags always do. Make the playoffs and lose, or not make the playoff.
Wow, so you think they're going to the playoffs?
Maybe.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Could happen. Second hardest game to pick, Houston at Indianapolis. I got Indy.
So you believe in Indiana Jones. You finally are going to say it. Indiana Jones is going to get back in the win column as well. Houston's defense is phenomenal, anchored by Will Anderson, former Alabama player, the Terminator. But I'm telling you, yes, I don't think Davis Mills is the guy. I don't think C.J. Stroud is the guy either. This is going to be a tough game. If they can run the football against the Texans, it'll be, 10-point game, something like that. But if they can't, that's going to be the problem.
So Houston beat the Bills on Thursday night? Is that what it was? Okay. The Bills are a great team.
On offense. But they could not run the football.
Yeah.
So that made them one-dimensional, and they pinned their ears back and blitzed them.
23-19.
They couldn't block the defensive ends.
This is a hard game for me to pick, but I'm just going to stick with that Indianapolis. That's a tough one.
Yeah. I think they're not going to do it 2 games in a row. That's why I'm picking Indy.
New Orleans at Miami. Give me Miami.
Yeah, Miami's going to have an opportunity to make the playoffs if they just keep winning. Watch. There's still a chance that Miami can make the playoffs if they can just beat the teams they're supposed to beat and not do stupid stuff against the teams they're not supposed to beat.
Goodness, really?
Give me Miami.
Dolphins are not going to the playoffs, sorry. And that's my team.
I know.
Atlanta at the Jets. Give me Atlanta.
Wow, Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons are going to tear it up over the break. All right, give me the Falcons.
Okay, Arizona and Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'll take Tampa Bay as well.
Yep. Oh, wait, was the horn for the Falcons?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. Rams at Carolina. I got the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are probably the best football team in the NFL right now to me.
What?
I think so. I think because I think they've got it going right now. Now, are they're going to win the Super Bowl? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the Rams look really good. Now, I will say on the flip side, Bryce Young is doing exceptionally well. He's having a great year, and that's good for the Panthers because if they can do, some things, get some draft picks, they might have something. They might be cooking down there a little bit, or up there in Carolina. But, yeah, give me the Rams.
The Rams are tied for the biggest spread of the weekend. Would you like to guess who is the other biggest spread of the weekend? And the Rams are on the road, too, by the way.
I would say
it's the next game, and it's the hardest one for me to pick.
Is it the Steelers and...
It's Vikings, it's Seahawks. The Seahawks are a 10.5-point favorite. What in the world has the world come to?
Wow.
The Vikings of the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Give me the Vikings.
What?
With the upset.
Are you kidding?
Yes. I'm not kidding.
Somebody needs to check Jeffrey's drink.
So you got Seahawks?
Drinking. Absolutely do I got the Seahawks. Yes. The only thing that's going good for the Vikings is they've got Justin Jefferson as their wide receiver, but they don't have anybody that can throw the ball to him. If you look at J.J. McCarthy, I think everything that's happened in his past has been exactly true. I think he throws for 150 yards and hands the ball off, and they win games. I think he is nothing more than a game manager, but not the kind that wins Super Bowls.
Okay. Buffalo at Pittsburgh. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo struggled last week, but Pittsburgh's defense, even though they have a lot of money spent on that defense is not that good, unfortunately, because I was thinking Aaron Rodgers, because he's actually played well. He's going to play again. His hand's still broke, but I think he's still going to be okay. But give me the Bills, even though Josh Allen looked terrible last week under pressure.
Vegas at Chargers. Give me Chargers.
Yeah, that's an easy game. The Vegas, the Raiders are just terrible. I'm sorry, but Yeah, give me the Chargers.
Denver at Washington. Give me Denver.
Denver for sure. Washington's just not going to do it.
Giants at New England on Monday night.
New England. Yeah.
That's so crazy. We didn't even think about that. Before the season started, you would have said Giants all the way.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you're thankful for? Give me something.
Oh, goodness. Good health and all the family and friends.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, from us to you. Be safe. Eat a lot of food. Have some fun. We will be back on Monday, so we will be off for Thursday and Friday. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Roll Tide.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end.